Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1900. We're at 1900 today. Woohoo! So what does 1900 days translate to? It translates into 5 years, 2 months, and 12 days. Then if you want to get really nitty gritty, that's 271 weeks and 3 days. 45,600 hours, 2,736,000 minutes, 164,160,000 seconds. That's how long we've been doing this show. So welcome to day 1900, which is a Sunday, and it's Do Something for Yourself Day. Every Sunday is something about self-care, taking care of yourself, getting ready for the thing. And somebody want to know about my New Zealand t-shirt. You can't buy happiness, but you can go to New Zealand and it's pretty much the same thing. And it says, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. So, so yesterday we opened up the chocolate Bliss snack box, Turkish snack box, and we had something out of it. And I have to tell you, that Rice Krispie thing was good, but that this stuff, the paste. This cookie, you got to get it just for this. I mean, this is amazing. I just want a box of this stuff. It's like Nutella, but it's better. It's way better than Nutella. It's a chocolate cream hazelnut flavor. It is really, really good. Haven't tried it on anything yet, but I thought, we had 15 bars of stuff in here. I ate one yesterday, so we'll try a different one today. We're going to try. See what's on. I'm just going to grab the one that's on top. This one is, and I've got to go to my cheat sheet so I know what it is. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Wafer with chocolate and hazelnuts. This one. Wait, it says wafer with chocolate and hazelnuts. So we're going to try this one today. So how was your Sunday? I started mine off like I usually do on a Sunday, doing yard work. This one got a little melted in the thing. Brought the bin. This is good. This is really good. A little on the sweet side, though. Very much on the sweet side. So what is this one? This one is, I have to read it on red shiny paper with tiny white writing, and I still haven't found my magnifying glass, which annoys me. Is a delicious wafer produced by Uka. It consists of 3 layers of wafer covered with milk chocolate and generously sprinkled with hazelnut crumbs. Known by the slogan, nat, 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 coconut. Nat, 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 coconut. That's what it says. Oops, not making this up. Chocolate crumbs. You can enjoy this tasty wafer during your coffee or tea breaks and share its, hang on, let's do it this way. Oh, there we go. Flavor with your loved ones to multiply the enjoyment. So this is it's a chocolate wafer cream. If you can see the picture there, you've got the wafer wrapped in milk chocolate with a little hazelnut crumbs in there. It's a little on the sweet, a little too sweet for me, but it's not bad. The hazelnut flavor is good. And I have been really good. I have not gone back and taken any more of the paste. I'm going to wait till I get to the bottom of the box. So if you want to grab your box, go scan the code up there and you can go grab your box on Amazon. Okay, so that was a little sweet. Good hazelnut flavor, good chocolate flavor. But for me, I prefer dark chocolate or bitter chocolate. And that was a little on the sweet side, but that's okay. Anyway, back to doing something for yourself. So today we started off the day going for our normal walk, get back, and it was yard work day. It's only been 2 weeks since I cut the lawns, but they looked like they hadn't been cut for about a month. They were pretty bad. So I got out there, got the weed whacking done, and I had gotten the new spool for the weed whacker. Because last time I cut, there was this much sticking out of the spool, and that was all I had to cut with. So I got a pack that actually had 3 new spools in it. So we put one of those in there, and then and then it stopped working. And I was like, what the heck? Like the thing was still spinning, but there was no wire, the cut stuff coming out, the nylon thread. So I had to look, and for some reason it had broken off. And so I had to rethread it. Once I rethreaded it and got it back out there, it worked perfectly and got all the trimming done. Then got the lawns mowed, then raked them, lifted up all the cuttings, got all the weed stuff out. And the weed stuff I have is really cool. It's a natural product and it's safe for animals as well. But I still don't leave Zeffie outside. In fact, she gets to lay on her bed in the doorway of the front door while I go and do all of this, and gets to watch. Because I don't want anything flying around and hitting her, especially when you got the weed whacker out. There's stones out there. They go for a fly. So I went and sprayed everything, and everything that had grown in the last 2 weeks as far as weeds go. So got them all sprayed and everything. So then came back inside and I was all hot and sweaty. So it was cool down period, lots of electrolyte. I had a big drink of electrolytes to help me. Because when I come in, after using the weed whacker and the leaf blower thingy and doing all the raking and all of that and the lawn mowing and everything, I come in and my hands are like shaking. And so I just have to sit quietly, and sometimes I lay down and I just drink electrolytes to help rehydrate myself. And after the electrolytes, I send it straight to the water and start drinking that. And so I finally had calmed down and went and had a shower, which felt so good because it was getting really hot outside, even though it was only in the 90s. And for those on Celsius, that's in the 30s, high 30s, mid to high 30s. But yeah, the temperatures are cooling down. Yay. And then I went house shopping. So I got onto the website for New Zealand and did some shopping in the area that I'm looking at buying in. And they had a new place that was listed. The other day they had one that was listed, and I told my parents about it because it was just down the road from them. And I said, the only thing is I love their side yard and how it's all laid out. I just don't like the fact that everybody can see into the side yard. And then it had this double gate thing at the back, and the side yard only had like about 4 foot high fences. So anybody walking past can see into your side yard because it really has no backyard. But it had this beautiful side yard that was set up. It had like this little gazebo area that you could go and sit in and have, but it's on full display for the whole neighborhood, and everybody walking by, riding by, driving by, everybody can see in. And I was like, no, I want at least a 6 foot. And that's one of my non-negotiables, is a fully fenced, secured, safe yard for Zeffie to go running around in. I don't have to worry about her getting caught up in bushes and getting through and getting out or anything like that. And that fence has to be at minimum 6 foot high. Which most of the one that I really, really liked had like a 7 foot high fence on it. It was pretty cool. Yes, still a little bummed about that, but that's okay. It's given me an idea of what's available down there, and that's basically all I'm doing right now, is just looking to see what's available. I found this other place which has this amazing backyard, really cool backyard, but I didn't really like the front. Yeah. Because when you walk up to the house, where's the front door? It's one of those places that got two possibilities for front door. And one of them is double doors that open up, and there's the bedrooms right there. Across the hallway is and it's a, the front door's actually on the left, but when you walk up, there's a double doors that open out. And when those double doors open out, it's the hallway, and there's 2 bedrooms right there that come straight out into that. And you can actually see into them because of the way the doors are positioned. I'm like, yeah, I really don't like that setup. Even if one of them is my office, I don't like that setup. And I couldn't have the doors open all the time anyway, because there's no fence in the front yard. It's all out there. It's on a busy road. And I was like, yeah, no. So, except for having an amazing backyard that backed onto a golf course, no. So it's actually interesting going and looking and seeing what's out there. And of course, everything's in meters squared. So I'm having to learn meters squared and what equals what. And like 167 meters squared is about 1,800 square feet. So I've got my little cheat sheet over here, and it's got like different things. I've got, let's see, 214 meters squared is 2,300 square feet. So that's my range. That's my looking thing. As long as it's between 167 and 214, I know that I'm within the range of the size house that I want. I'm not fussed as long as it's not bigger than a 2,300 square foot house or smaller than 1,800 square feet. And I want at least 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms at minimum. So anyway, so we had a look at some of the places that were there, and took one of them off my watch list because of the backyard. And the backyard, now you got to remember you're in the southern hemisphere, so the northern side is your sunniest side. Like in the northern hemisphere, the south side is the sunny side. So you remember where the earthquake is, where the equator is. So in New Zealand, it's the north side of the house is your very sunny side of the house, and the south side is your shade side. And I liked the layout of the house. They actually had the floor plan of the house on this one, and I loved the layout of the house. They had this office door, which had a sliding door that opened directly into the backyard, fully fenced, safe, secure backyard for Zephy. I was like, yes. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, yes. Single story, yes. 2-car garage, yes. Those are my four main things, 4 non-negotiables. So we're like, yes. Checked off those boxes. And then I was going, okay, what's my optional extras? And did it have somewhere where Zephy could look out front? Kinda. In the dining area, it has this bay window. And if you look out the end of the bay window, she could see out onto the street that way. But there were no other windows that she could look out or that were at her height to look out. And one of them was over the front, and the kitchen looks out over the front of the house. So I was like, okay, she does have a window there that she can use. And you can actually use that, and that window seat there is actually used as part of the dining table as well that they had set up in the pictures. And there's also a bay window in the master bedroom as well, but it looks into the backyard. And the master bedroom has double doors that open into the backyard. And then there's also doors off the living room that open into the backyard as well. They had this really scraggly hedge there, like it had like the patio, and then it had like this little box hedge thing. And I was like, that thing's coming out. But I couldn't figure out why the backyard was so dark and it looked very damp. It looked very wet in the backyard. And my parents sent me a note going, yeah, the backyard faces north. And those big trees are shading the backyard. And I was like, that's why it's so wet back there. The sun can't get through to dry out the ground. That's off the list. We can't have Zephy running around in muddy paws. So that place got taken off the list, which was a shame because it was a really nice looking house. So we're back. We're just checking in every now and again and seeing what's available. And I bring the address up and see how far it is from my parents' house. You know, if they're walking, if they're riding their bikes, or if they're driving, how long is it going to take them to get to, or if I'm doing the same to their place, how far do I have to go? So we're finding, I've still got 2 places on the list. And there was one place I loved the layout of it, loved everything about it. The backyard was gorgeous. It was fenced down 3 sides, down the whole back, down the whole side property, across the back and down the front. And there was nothing. Like you walked up the driveway and there's the entire yard open wide up. So yeah, Zephy wouldn't be able to go running around the backyard. They'd have to put fences in and make sure that the area, because it has this wraparound porch that goes from the edge of the garage around the side of the house and then down across the front of the house and then down the side of the house. So at one point I'd have to put a fence there and then put a fence across so that the whole backyard area was completely blocked off for Zephy. And I was like, I really don't want to have to do that when I moved in. I want it already there. So unfortunately we had to get that one got crossed off the list very quickly. Plus it was down a cul-de-sac as well. I was like, yeah, I don't want to be down a cul-de-sac. As much as I love quiet streets, as Mum says, you won't have a view. She says, and the older you get, the more you want to be able to see what's going on outside. I'm like, where is she? This one down here, that's her. She's all about sitting at the window and going, what's going on out there? Like today, she was sitting out there while I was sitting in her bed by the door there, watching all the comings and goings of the street while I was out there mowing the lawns and tidying it all up and all that sort of stuff. So, and then this afternoon we took a nap. What else did we do today, Zephy? Oh, we actually sat down to do my AI classes because I haven't done them for a couple of nights. I thought I need to catch up on my one a day thing. I need to catch up on those. And I got there and I was like, my brain was just sort of like, yeah, no, we're not doing this today. I was like, okay. So we sat and read. So it was nice just to be able to sit there and read and all that. And I kept nodding off and I was sort of so I ended up just like laying sideways on the couch and with my feet on my footstool and laying sideways on the couch and reading, and figured and it was a real book. So if I fell asleep, the book fell down and I lost my page, it didn't matter. it was fine. So, but that's basically it. So what did you guys do today to take care of yourself? Did you have any fun today? Did you rest and relax? Did you go and do something different today? Did you go out for a walk? Did you go out for a drive? Did you go for a picnic? What did you get up to today that was not your normal weekend stuff, that was just something that you could do for you or for the family, where it helped you just sort of like break from the norm and help you recharge your batteries and just to have some quiet relaxation time and how you now I know some people when they relax, they have to be active. I don't understand that, but I get it. I just don't understand it. For me to relax, I got to be feet up, book in hand or watching a movie, either reading, watching a movie, or just listening to a book. Oh, I have to tell you, I am listening to the funniest book I have listened to for a long time. So I actually got two audio things going on at the same time. I've got the Law of Attraction audio collection, which I am listening to. There's like 13 different chapters in this one, all taken from different books that the Hicks have written, and all with Abraham's things and all of that. I usually listen to that while I'm eating. Then the other one I am reading is, what's it called? Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. And it's written in first person, but the first person breaks the barrier and talks to the audience. Like they turn around and says, I'm going to call I haven't been introduced. I've yet to be introduced to the lady who looks after the place that they're staying in. But for now, we're going to call her Juliet. Later on, you'll find out that's actually her name. He does crazy things like that, like just does these little asides, which is kind of cool. It's an Australian book by an Australian author. It's basically 3 years beforehand, he had helped his brother bury a body, which actually came back to life when they were trying to bury it. And then his brother ended up killing this guy. And so he ended up getting so the brother ended up getting 3 years in prison. And the guy who wrote the book, Ernest, whose viewpoint it's from, Ernest, he got given the bag of money that his brother had and told to look after it. Now it's 3 years later, they're having a family reunion. Ernest has kind of been ostracized from the family because he spilled the beans on his brother, and you just don't do that in this family. His dad was shot and killed by cops after he had shot and killed a cop. He was holding up a store and it all went wrong, and the two cops came and ended up shooting at them and killing one of them, and the other cop ended up killing his dad. I have to tell you, it is the weirdest book I have ever listened to, because I've not listened to a book that's done in first person who turns around and breaks the veil and talks to the audience, like tells them, you got to pay attention here, or I wouldn't put this in here unless it was needed. And like he goes, what chapter was it? He goes, my wife, chapter 10. That's all I'm saying on this. My dad, chapter 11. I was like, wait, what? His whole chapter 10 was, that's all I'm telling you. My wife, we're not going there right now. I was like, this is the strangest book I've listened to. It's very quirky in the way that it's told, but I'm absolutely enjoying it. I love this book. And I think to get the full impact of it, you have to listen to it as an audiobook. If you're sitting reading it, it might seem a little strange, but when it's being read to you, it's completely different. And it's almost like it's almost like the way he's actually very good with the descriptions too, because you can almost picture what's going on around him. And then when he turns around, and it's almost like you're watching a play on stage, and then he turns around, does the aside to the audience, and then gets back into the swing of things with the story. But it is hilarious. I enjoy all sorts of books, but this one, it's kind of a mystery whodunit thing, but told in a very different way. It's kind of cool. I like it. It's a strange. It's at times it's sort of like, why am I still listening? This is the strangest book I've ever listened to, but I'm so enjoying it that I'm not going to turn it off. So I'm going to listen to the end of it. I think I'm like 38%. I'm about 38% of the way. I'm up to chapter 17, and this has let's see. This has like 40 something chapters. Yeah, 41 chapters. Oh, it's split into parts. Oh, sorry. Chapter 9 was the wife. It says here, my wife, chapter 9. That's all I'm going to say on this. My father, chapter 10. Yes, and now we've already had the mother's chapter. I have no idea what that word is or what it means. I'm going to have to do that. But he's got parts on his stepfather, his aunt, his wife. We do get back to the wife again. The sister-in-law, former. My stepfather again, my brother, my uncle, me. Yeah, this is going to be, because he also mentioned somewhere in there that he had brothers, and we had only met one brother, and so far in the book it had only been mentioned one brother. So I'm curious to find out where the brothers plural come. And he goes, how she put up with me and my brothers. I don't know. Yes, I did say brothers as in plural, is what he said. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, he's only ever mentioned one brother. So where's the other brother? He says, we'll get to the other brother later on. we'll get to the brothers later on. And so he kind of cues you up for, but I have to tell you, it's the funniest book, and when you get to this point in a book, in a mystery book or a murder book, that this always happens. Well, it didn't happen here. So he's even like queuing you up to tell you that, in a regular mystery story, this is the point where they would do blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not what happened here. What happened here was, da, 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 da. So he's kind of telling it like it's a real story, like a really happening. And he's referring to the fictional, like in movies, you said, this is the point where they do da, 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 da. And he says, yeah, this isn't that. This isn't what's going to happen here. So he cues you up and tells you, and yeah, it's the funniest thing yeah. And if you want to know the name of it again, it is Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. Told from the viewpoint of Ernest. That's the name of the character, Ernest. But I have to give the guys kudos. It's a very interesting read. And I'm not sure if I'll read any of his other books, but we'll see. So anyway, with that, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and take the DOG for WALK. And we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening.